What's up guys, I'm Fire, and I know it's been a while since the last time I made a video, and especially a Battlefield 3 video, but guess what, I'm back and I'm gonna be starting to make more videos for Battlefield 3, and the reason why I started taking a break from the whole thing was, well, I was taking a break from the whole thing. Not only that, but I also wanted to take a break because I was getting kind of bored with Battlefield 3. I'm sorry. It's true though. But I was getting kind of bored with it. I wanted to take a break, and that's why I started playing other games in order to, like, I don't know, get some variety. You know, get something going. I got tired of the whole repetitive, same maps, same gameplay, and all that. What really boggles my mind is why I'm coming back to Battlefield, because now I miss it. Like, it's only been a week, and I'm already wanting to go back to play Battlefield again. And despite all the time I've been playing it, I come right back to it. And that's starting to make me think, well, what makes people want to play Battlefield despite all the things wrong with it? Of course, there's a lot of flaws, there's glitches and like other things that people don't like, such as the stingers and the overpowered, quote-unquote, overpowered guns, not to mention the gunner flare thing. That pretty much escalated into a huge debate back when it first happened, and I'm pretty sure it's still going on. And now we have the tank versus the LAV thing. Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere. And despite all the flaws and everything that's happened and wanting to patch the game, what makes you want to come back to the game? Like, what makes people want to continue playing a game that they constantly don't like? Like, they don't like it, but they continue to play it despite all the things wrong with it. And for me, like, even though I'm not much on the boat of saying how guns are overpowered in the game, because even though back when I first started playing and I started noticing that some of the guns were like better than the others and you couldn't really play the same way, and I was like, okay, you have to think about it. It's like not every gun is going to be the same. You're going to have to do different things and change your play style in order to make the gun work for you, because every gun is used a different way in order to make it balanced. If not, then pretty much it'll be boring, bland, and just unoriginal. Like, if every gun was going to be exactly the same, the play field was the same, and every gun's stats were the exact same thing, it's going to get boring. And that's why some guns obviously have to be a little better than the others, and that's why I'm thinking that it's not overpowered, it's just overused. That's what I'm saying. Guns are overused, and that's why the AEK, M16A3, and the M416 get so much hate, because people use them so much to the point where people don't like to see it. And remember back when the FAMAS was like a beast, and it was like one of those guns that people would use all the time. Remember that? Yeah, that was pretty much the time when the FAMAS was good, and you would see it all the time, and it just started being a very common gun to see. Everyone was using it, and since everyone was using it, people said, oh, it's OP. And then guess what? It got nerfed. Now no one uses it. I barely see anyone use the FAMAS. And that's all because of the whole nerf this, nerf that, buff this, buff that. Yeah, we're gonna patch everything until everything is the exact same thing. Yeah, that's one awesome game right there. But no. Besides all that about the guns and the whole stinger thing, where it's like, choppers. They hate stingers. They really do hate it. The chopper pilot guys, they hate stingers to the max with a passion. And if they get killed by a stinger, they rage. Now, obviously not all of them do, but I've seen a lot of people rage, especially on the forums, especially on YouTube. People get pissed off, but I've seen it get done. All right, without the gunner flares, I've seen it get done on YouTube and everything, and people are able to do it. So you just have to adapt. Now, I know people hate that word, but it actually is true. You got to adapt to things. And that's why I believe that the whole stinger debate is kind of stupid and invalid, because it's kind of like choppers were already a beast, and now they're kind of like cut back to a little bit to a miniature beast. So they're really good, you just got to know how to use it. And despite all these things, not to mention the LAV and tank thing, where the LAV is actually able to take down a massive, gigantic tank against this little light armored vehicle, Yeah, and the light armored vehicle is able to destroy the big massive tank, and then people start saying, "Whoa! What's up there? What's going on? How is a little like tank able to destroy that massive tank?" And that just doesn't make any sense. Yep. So that's now one of those things where people are starting to talk about, and I'm actually saying, well, it was like that ever since the beginning. You just now noticed because of the fact that Endgame has the normal tanks against the light armor tanks. So yeah, so there you go. People started seeing it, and then people want to patch it. It's like a cycle: nerf, buff, nerf, buff, nerf, buff. Or buff, buff, nerf, nerf, buff, dot, dot. So yeah, it's pretty much like that. Anyway, so what makes you want to go back to the whole Battlefield 3? What makes you want to play it? Now for me, I really do love to play Battlefield 3, and why I'm actually missing it is because it's fun. It really is fun. That's pretty much the main reason. That's my #1 reason, is because it is fun. It's fun to troll. It's fun to do awesome. It's not fun doing bad and dying every few seconds. That's actually not fun. But everything else, it's fun. It really is fun. And what makes it even more fun is playing with friends. That's my #2 reason, is that playing with friends on Battlefield is even more enjoyable, because you're actually able to have fun with other people. You're not going to find friends online to play with if you're not talking. It really is kind of difficult. This doesn't go with everybody, because there are some people on my friends list, such as I'm Coming Undone, who is really cool because I really like that name, and I like that song and the band, so it's cool. And then we have Ted2, and he's also cool. And he doesn't talk much, but he is cool. So it is possible to make friends online, even if you don't have a mic. So because of that, it makes it so much easier to make friends if you're talking. You don't even have to say that much. Just say a few things, play good, or have fun. You can even laugh at the whole thing. Just like, the only thing you do is laugh. That's kind of like, it's kind of funny if you think about it. But if that's what you do, that's cool, and you're going to be able to meet new people. Because if one person starts talking, more people will start talking, and you make friends that way. And that's why I enjoy playing Battlefield with friends. I don't like to play with randoms. I don't like to just be by myself. Hey, I'm not perfect, and yes, when I'm playing online, I don't automatically put my mic in, because there are times when I'm like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to talk. I feel like just playing the game, relaxing, enjoying a nice cold drink, and boom, you got yourself Battlefield 3. So yeah, that's kind of like how it is. But hey, everybody's different. Everybody wants to play their own way. I understand that. But if you want to play Battlefield and have more fun, playing with friends is the way to go. Now, the third reason why I always somehow come back to Battlefield despite all the flaws and everything is because of its variety. It has so many things you can do. There's not one style of gameplay. There's not one game mode. There's not one map. There's so many things you can do. Now, I love how there's so many maps. There's like 29 maps, each with its own version of all the game modes. Okay, not all the game modes, but you know what I mean. Like, there's so many different variety game modes. There's a lot of various game modes you can play, that even though not all of them go with every single map. But I really do like that, because you can play, say I want to play on Grand Bazaar, alright, for instance. But I don't want to play the hallway where all the commotion, all the gunfights happen. I want the surroundings. I want to play on the outside. I'll go to rush mode. And that's why I like how there's different varieties. Now, the other thing I like about the varieties, it's that there's 4 different classes you can choose from. Yeah, granted, I do like to play the recon a lot, and I love sniping, because I've been sniping in pretty much every game I play since the beginning of my playing of multiplayer. But there are times when I do get bored of sniping and I want to do something else. So what I do is I pick another class. Even though I have like maybe 31 service stars in my recon, and I think like 11 as a medic, I only have 5 as support, and I think 11 as an engineer. So I've been playing recon too much, and even though I do enjoy it, I do like to have some variety and change my play style to pick a different class, and that's what I really do like. Now the third part on why I like the variety is the vehicles. The vehicles is what makes Battlefield such a realistic game. I'm not gonna go as far as saying it's a war simulator, because it definitely is not. It's like a giant arcade shooter that's like put in a massive realistic environment. Okay, quote unquote realistic environment, because it's not very destructible, it's not very realistic, but it is a very good game. Unlike in Arma, it pretty much is a war simulator, and that's what makes it such an amazing experience. I just wish I could play it. So what I was saying about the vehicles is that if you want to get better with the vehicle, there are game modes that you can do that. Like in tank superiority, there's air superiority, so you can like try to get better with your jets and your tanks. There's also jeeps, there's choppers, there's boats. Yep, you can be a little pirate and go on the water and say doo 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 doo, and then you get hit by a jet and you're like, oh crap. And then you try again and you're like, I'm a pirate, I'm gonna go in the water, and then you get blown up by a tank. So and then you're like, screw this, I'm gonna get in a jeep. You get a jeep, boom, boom, you get hit by C4, you know, the jihad jeeps. Yeah, that's fun. It really is fun though. You really do gotta try it, and it's fun. It's fun. But anyway, I really do like the variety. I really do, and it's a lot of fun. I don't like to just be stale and say, you know what, I'm gonna stick with what I know. I'm not gonna try to experiment. I'm not gonna pick a very crappy loadout and then try to make it good. Because I've seen so many videos online that people trying to do these really bad loadouts, and they're actually able to do something with it. That's like a goal that I want to try to do, and that's pretty much the reason why I'm going to go back. Now, despite all of those other things, the fourth reason is because I'm trying to get not every single ribbon, but the ones I know I can get. Like getting 100 kills with every gun, getting at least a mastery dog tag for every gun, or at least all the primary ones at least. But it is a realistic goal, and that's why I'm making goals for myself, so that way I can make it fun. I want Battlefield to be fun. I want it to be something I can go back to, and that's the reason why I go back to it. So despite all my reasons, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, why do you continue to play Battlefield despite all these things wrong with it? Do you even know about these exploits? Do you even care? Do you even say, you know what, I don't give a crap, I'm gonna play what I want when I want? And that's pretty much the reason why I even play it in the first place. So yeah, that could be a reason too, but I want to know what you guys think. Despite all these things wrong with Battlefield, why do you continue to play it? And leave a comment down below and let me know. And as always, I'm Fire, and if you want to see more, don't forget to ignite that subscribe button, because it's always cold and it needs to be heated up every few seconds. So as always, I'm Fire, like I said, and I'll see you on the next one.